Okay, next we get to hear from Joy Sundberg, who is an integral part of the NICPA Association.
Thank you. This is quite an honor. I was wondering why they asked me. You know, I'm one of those people that don't know what I'm doing, and then all of a sudden somebody mentioned something, and this has to be done, and I don't know why I'm in there, but I jump in feet first, and I wonder what the hell I'm there for. And so basically, this is the same deal, I guess. But I started out with working with Walton and Milton Marks. I was tribal chairman of the Trinidad Rancheria for 25 years, and so I was involved in tribal work for all those years and with education. And so my first experience started when I was collecting for the Red Cross or something, and I happened to go visit my dad's old friend, who he used to work with, was the elder Axel Lindgren. He was a really nice man, and he said, "Joy, you got to help me. They were digging up the cemetery down there at Ture, and he said, we've got to stop it." And so I thought, oh, that's awful, because that's where my grandmother was born in 1892. And so there's other, my grandpa's, Gus Recky's wife was my grandpa's first cousin, and so she was buried down there. And so I said, well, I see what I can do. And so I started asking questions, and then I went to a meeting, and or called a meeting, and the state parks came, and the Sierra Club, and some other people came, and we talked about it, you know, and what we're going to do. But Mr. Tail wanted to build a house down there, and our local Indian said, oh, it's fine. We want him down there because he'll keep the polluters off, or, you know, digging the graves up down there, not realizing if you build a house down there, you got septic tanks and lines and everything else. And so I had a running fight with him before it fell till he expired. So anyway, that's what started me, and then I got working with Walton, and we were just at the time, there was a lot of looting going into up around Big Lagoon, and then we got called to other places. We've been all over the Humboldt and Mendocino counties and on down, looking at graves. Some of them were falling in, and some were being looted, and potholes every place. And I don't remember all the place. I think I've been trying to think about this, and I think I remember gaining about 10 pounds traveling with those guys, because Walter liked to eat so much, you know. And I know we've testified about every place, and trying to think back what it was. I remember going to Portland, and we've been all over. And then they took care of the militant part, Walter and let's see, Victor Cutnose, I know. They were very militant with, I think it was San Jose with the Holiday Inn, and that was quite a skirmish down there too. But we had people from we started chapters up and down the coast, and then we went to I don't know, it seems like we must have been to thousands of meetings, and getting everybody interested, because they didn't know what was going on. And so we did a lot of traveling, and like I learned one thing: it's time consuming, and it's very expensive being an Indian. So, you know, there was no programs to pay your expenses, so you had to do it on your own. And but we got At the end, when we were at a dig, I met a young lady, and become fast friends, and we hired her. After Benson worked for us at NICPA as our first archaeologist, and Janet came in, and Janet Eidsness, and she did a lot of our technical work, and did a lot of work for us. And but then she got in with Forest Service, because some of the places she marked up in Big Bend, where is it, on the river, up 299, that she had flagged it as a very sensitive area, and she went back the next year and they were logging on it. And so, and then because of her complaints, her letters, they decided that she had to have a master's degree to work for them, and so so she had to go back to school. And come to find out, the Forest Service had their 5-day wonders. They give a 5-day class to do the archaeological work on those sites. And so anyway, she went back and got her degree at Sonoma State. But we've had all kinds of run-ins with those guys, and we've made friends with a whole bunch of them now, you know. Matter of fact, Walter and I were honored 2 years ago for the State Archaeological Society, and we didn't know why. We thought we were going to, why would they want to honor us? And I thought it was because maybe we were going to hang us by our toes or something, or really roast us, because we talked about all the things we did and all the people we got mad at us. So anyway, but we did get honored down there, and I think Tony put it in his book, you know, and we got our picture in there and everything. But I still don't really know what the honor was. You know, they had a plaque or something. I didn't even read it. So anyway, it's kind of nice because we're good friends with a lot. We've made friends with a lot of people. Matter of fact, and we have to watch out too, because there's an APAC newspaper. Janet gave me it. The hate archaeology virus spreads. You know, and I guess that organization still. And I got a whole list of all the members that have been very detrimental to Indian causes and the preservation of our properties and stuff. And they're still busy. And so I was going to present that, and I've got a copy of all the people that I'm sure. I know that some of them are gone now, but there's still those people that have that sort of leaning, and you have to kind of watch out for them, you know. So anyway, when I was listening to Dorothea, she was talking about all the people that she's dealt with, and I know Dewey George and Florence Shaughnessy. She was such a lovely and murky, you know. We did work with all of them over the years, and Murky does roast a great eel. Yeah, so, but anyway, the organization, NICPA, we had very serious, but we didn't know at the time how this was influencing everybody, because it was something that had to be done, so, and we were getting paid for it or anything, but it had to be done, so we did it. And now the Heritage Department, Office of Preservation, I think it was the Heritage part that was a spin-off of NICPA, and then Freedom of Religion is a spin-off of NICPA. And I was the last director of the program, because at that time we were living on contracts with the Forest Service, and I think Mr. Fredericks had, from Sonoma State, had some grants and stuff that some of the people that worked for us, so, and then those are kind of going out, but we're also, the Heritage Department was taking care of all of the work that we've been doing, and so it kind of slid out, kind of faded away, like an old, what they call old soldiers, fade away, and so we left it to everybody else, and so that's what I'm looking for at all the young people, and I'm so happy that when we did go to that, when we were honored, all the young people, they're going into archaeology and anthropology, and they're going to school, and that's what we really need, a lot of more people to take on, and it's, because I can't live, I probably give myself 20 years, but somebody has to take over, and I think it's a lot of the young people, and I see a lot of them that are working now, and because it's a job that has to be done, but you have to have a heart for it, and I know there's a lot of them do, have had a heart for that, and will take on, and I won't have to worry about them. Chris is getting old too. And Julian, he's just plumper. So, but anyway, it's been a pleasure, but I know that I'm happy for the part I played, and not knowing that where we were going and what was happening, but I know that if we hadn't put our effort on it, a lot of things wouldn't have happened today, and so everybody else has to get through, what is the lady out here in the little hat, you were talking about getting your own group to,
Kelly.
yeah, that things could be done legislative, so you really have to work with your legislator. And now my big job now is, because of Tony's book and reading it again, I've, probably 10 years or 15 years ago, we had talked about honoring the California Indians with the statue at the, maybe or at the state capitol, because when I was in Washington, there's a big statue of Columbus. And I thought, my God, there's nothing here in California. So that's, I talked to Wes Chisbro the other night, and I said, I got one more job for you, and I want you to do some legislation for us to get to honor the Indians of California. So I'm be calling on everybody to get behind the movement, and I think Grayton Gisot over here and Greg Sears says we're going to make a lot of money, and so we're going to be calling to all of the tribes in California and see if we can't fund it. So we'll have to work with Wesley to do that, and I think we can fund it. But also, I think that I think the Indians should do their bit, but I also think the people that made money off of California and all their Indians and all their land should be behind it, like the Crockers and the Stanfords and all the people that become multimillionaires out of the Indians, from the Indians of California. And so that's what I'm looking forward to my next challenge, and I know there's going to be a lot of people that will help. I know you will. And because you should have a cause all the time. If you can't, you have to move, and you have to think, and you got to do, and it can be done. I always think about the lady that started MAD. It took one woman to start on that, so you can do it, and but put it in your heart and do it. So that's my message for today, and I think that watch out for the old archaeologists, because all the new ones are getting a new face and a new heart. And thank you.